All right, I'm back and I'm here to complain about YouTube or complain about people giving advice about YouTube. I was on Reddit today and I asked a question that I've asked, I don't know how many times on Reddit. Um, my question was about like YouTube impressions. If you aren't familiar with like how YouTube works or like some of the analytics that a creator gets, one of them is this statistic called impressions. And a impression is basically when you, as a viewer, are on YouTube and it's showing you all those thumbnails. That's an impression. Or from the creator's viewpoint, an impression means that's how many people have seen their thumbnail. Now, I've asked multiple times how does YouTube decide how many impressions your video gets, because impressions is directly correlated to how many people view the video. So like for example, this week the first video I released, which you guys voted on, it's the Cars for Cancer, the walkthrough of that car meet. So that one got like 12,000 impressions. And my last video that I made, the head unit video, that one only got like 700 impressions in the same amount of time. And so like I've always wondered like how is it that one video doesn't get pushed to viewers whereas another one does? And the people of Reddit can be so misleading because everybody has like a supreme amount of confidence that they know what they're talking about and they have run a successful YouTube channel and everything that they're saying is true. So time after time after time again, everybody just kind of repeats the same thing, that impressions are awarded to you for making good content. So the algorithm knows that you make good content, so it's rewarding you with more impressions. If your video has a good thumbnail, it gets more impressions. If people are interacting with the content more, it's going to get more impressions. But like I said, again, I asked the same question that I've always been asking, and I got a completely different answer because the answer that people were giving me just didn't make sense. Because the idea that if it's a good thumbnail and if it's a good video, it will just continue to get impressions has not been my personal experience. And also on the opposite end of that, I've also had videos that have had bad thumbnails and have had like terrible interactions with the community or with the viewers, and continues to just get tons of impressions. So like I kind of have always felt like what the de facto answer wasn't true. And like I said, I asked the question again today, and somebody said something that made a lot of sense, and nobody challenged them. And I'm kind of thinking this guy is right. Basically, somebody responded and told me that looking at impressions from the viewpoint of the creator is the wrong way to do it. That it's because basically people almost like train you as a creator to look at impressions as a reward for making good content. And he was like, that's not how that works. How it works is impressions are dictated by the viewer, not by you as the creator. So if there's a large audience that's out there looking for example, JB4 versus MHD, then that video will get more impressions regardless of if it's a good video or a bad video, good thumbnail, bad thumbnail. Just simply because people are searching for that content matter and I have a video on that content matter, I'm going to get impressions on it. That sounds like, and like when I say it that way, that sounds like common sense, but that's like exactly the opposite of what everybody is telling you to do as a YouTuber. And so like I immediately saw that and I'm like, okay, well, I went and retitled my last video and changed the thumbnail, and the video started getting impressions. So like it can be a little frustrating like dealing with people online when they just kind of like continue to sell you on this idea of this is how YouTube works. and they don't know how YouTube works. And then there's just one person that you have to be lucky enough to catch who truly does understand how the algorithm works, because basically, again, the long of the short of his explanation was that impressions are dictated by the consumer or by the video viewer. So what I would want to do as a creator is to make a video that is in that genre or is in that headspace of the viewer, or for something that they are going to search for. And then at that point, the thumbnail and content engagement and all those types of things, at that point, that stuff matters. So it doesn't really matter to have good engagement or good content or anything if you're making a video on a subject that nobody's searching for. So, yeah, like I said, that just kind of changes my approach to YouTube. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop making videos in the way that I do. All it really did was immediately make me just go back and retitle a whole bunch of videos, and also change the thumbnails. And I mean, it takes a while for the algorithm to do its thing. And so, like, knowing that kind of like changes your perspective and your approach as a creator, because basically, a lot of people make it sound like you're powerless to the algorithm and you're just waiting for the algorithm to put your video in front of the right audience and in front of the right consumer, when in reality it's your job as the content creator to put your video in front of the right consumer and the right people who want to watch that video, and to know what they want to watch and know how to title it. I don't know. It's just frustrating that people are just so confidently treating the algorithm like it's magic, when really, if somebody would have explained that from the beginning, that would have like completely changed my approach going forward.
I did it.